Hi students, so I'm going to walk you through how to complete the Something You Should Know poem imitation assignment. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have read Clint Smith's poem, which is actually on page 2, Something You Should Know. The title of the poem is Something You Should Know, and if you pay attention, the title of the poem right here actually continues into line 1. So the poem begins with the title, Something You Should Know, is that as a kid, I once worked at a pet store. So when you start this assignment, I want you to think of something about yourself that is easy, simple, a minor detail maybe. So this is the shallow part. This is a shallow revelation. And by shallow, we mean kind of on the surface, not very serious, not emotional, not really important. But I want that shallow part of me to connect to something that's bigger in my poem. So think of something simple about you that you can connect to something more important or serious about you. So let's go back up to the top of this document. And what you're going to do, all right, is these are the line numbers right here in this column. These are the line numbers. And I'm going to actually fill in this document, my poem, right here. This is the worksheet that I'm using. So in lines 1 through 7, so that's these first 7 lines right here, okay? In lines 1 through 7, this will be where you describe the simple thing about yourself. Okay, and then line 8, this is the big line right here. Line 8 is where it moves from the something simple to something more serious. This is where there's a shift or a connection to something more serious about you or something more emotional or important. And then the bottom half of the document, lines 9 through 11, right here, this is where you describe that more important or serious thing. Okay? And then in lines 13 through 15, that is where you finish this sentence. So you finish this sentence. That is why, okay? And you want to finish that sentence with some importance about why these two are connected or why it is important now. Look at Clint Smith's poem one more time before we begin. If you notice carefully, the end of his poem, he tells you, that is why even now I want so desperately to show you all of my skin, but I am more afraid of meeting you exposed in open water. So that is the connection between the two, and that explains the importance between the shallow or the not very important thing that you talk about in the top part and how it's connected to the more important thing that you talk about in the second half, okay? So let me walk you through what I would do. So here's my example. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my name up here, all right? And I'm going to take away these extra spaces because I don't need those. And I've already thought a little bit about some things about me that are maybe silly or unimportant that maybe you should know. I like ice cream. I love sleeping in my warm bed. I don't like when people play music really loud in their car with the windows closed. But in the end, I thought, well, something about me is that I love thunderstorms. So that's where I'm going. So the title's right here. Something you should know about me is I love thunderstorms. Okay, so that's my first line. And then what I'm going to do in the other lines following is I'm just going to add some more details. So when I was a kid, oops, didn't capitalize the I. When I was a kid, I would watch them with my mom, okay, on the back deck, okay. It is a happy memory for me. And something else about that is the best thunderstorms always come in summer. Okay, and I love summer. All right, so then it looks like I need to start line 5 with I. So I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to finish the sentence. I love watching the sky turn dark and the lightning explode. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to make it not bold because it's my answer. All right, and then line 6 starts with the word to. So I want to make sure that I leave that there. Okay. All right. So to let's see. I was talking about lightning. Let's see. How about to light up the sky and the wind blowing the trees. So I'm just describing thunderstorms, okay, and why I like them so much. And then I'm going to add, while the rain makes soothing noises as it falls. So I like the sound that the rain makes when it falls. So this is all about thunderstorms and why I like them. That's it. It's something shallow. It's something not super important or serious, but it's something you should know about me. Line 8, this is the big line. This is important because this is where I move from my shallow, my detail about me liking thunderstorms to something more serious or more important. Okay? So you might want to use the word but, okay, or however, okay, to show that you're moving to a different topic, or it's still connected, but it's slightly different. So I'm going to start with the word but. But as humans, we do not have power over storms. So now I'm getting a little more serious. Now I'm getting deeper, a little more intense. And just like Clint Smith's poem, in line 9, 10, and 11, we begin with the word to. So I want to make sure I leave that there, okay? So I want to make sure I leave the word to there. So as humans, we don't have power over storms to control. So we can't control the wind, or the rain. As humans, we do not have power over the storms to control the wind or the rain, to feel unsafe when it destroys. Oops, I have a little spelling error there. Okay. Oh, another spelling error. I'm going too fast. All right. And then what else about storms? But we to hope it passes quickly. So I'm hoping that it passes quickly. And then I just need another line here about something a little bit more serious. So one of the things I know is that certainly many thunderstorms are destructive. So even though I love thunderstorms, I know that sometimes storms can be really destructive and powerful and dangerous. And that is why, so just like Clint Smith, I'm going to end my poem with this sentence. That is why I am in awe. Awe is when you're amazed by something. I am in awe of thunderstorms. Waiting. Oh, come on, Miss Crackney. Waiting to see how powerful it is, while knowing I am at its mercy with no control. Okay? So there we go. I started with something kind of easy, kind of simple, why I like thunderstorms. And then I moved to something a little bit more serious about how thunderstorms can be really destructive. And what I like is that I like to watch the thunderstorms, but I also know that as humans, we don't have control over the weather. Okay, so that's my example. I'm not very good at writing poetry, so I kind of thought about this more as a story where I just filled in the lines to make it look like a poem. So if it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable to think of this as a small story, think of it that way. But in the end, what makes this assignment great is that you are mimicking, you are copying or using the same style as Clint Smith. Starting with something simple and easy about yourself and then moving it to something more serious, emotional, or important. Okay? I hope this helped.